Hey, what's going on, guys? The Horror Man back, putting a positive spin on Hellraiser Revelations. This will probably be a controversial video for a lot of you, but that's okay. There's no denying that Hellraiser Revelations is the most hated entry in the franchise. Even on IMDb, it has a rating of 2.7 out of 10, the lowest rated Hellraiser movie. Let's get the obvious out of the way. Yes, Dimension only made this film to maintain the rights to the franchise. Revelations is sort of a low-budget Hellraiser film. Doug Bradley does not return as Pinhead, although he doesn't return as Pinhead in Hellraiser Judgment either. A lot of people really hate that about this film. That's where it garners the most hate, that Doug Bradley does not play Pinhead. Here's the thing though, it's been established in the Hellraiser mythos that there are multiple Pinheads. So why are we to believe that this is supposed to be the same Pinhead in this sequel? There are literally two different Pinheads in this movie alone, so I don't understand the criticism. Sure, you can love Doug Bradley as Pinhead, he's iconic, but that doesn't mean you can't enjoy this film simply because he's not in it. Especially when, again, there are multiple Pinheads. Now, I can already see it right now. All of you that are going to come in and say, oh, well, it's not just because of that I hate this film. And then you'll start with all of the other excuses. Believe me, I've heard them all. I've read them all. When Jason and I watch these films for Positive Spin, we do our research. We read bad reviews and good reviews, if we can find them. Admittedly, there are very few good reviews for Hellraiser Revelations. And you know what? Jason and I just don't get it. He asked me if we're nuts while we were watching this. Because we must be, right? We like this movie. Honestly, I wouldn't even rank it last in my franchise ranking of the Hellraiser films. This would be somewhere in the middle. As a Hellraiser sequel, it does its job, and it does it well. Let's get into my specific positives. The movie has a very short runtime. The closing credits start at the 1 hour and 10-minute mark. That makes Hellraiser Revelations the shortest film in the franchise by far. That short runtime lends to an extremely fast pace. This one flies by. The good stuff starts almost immediately. This sequel was released in 2011, but it somehow maintains that feel of the original Hellraiser sequels. In fact, this one may be even closer to the original Hellraiser than some of the other sequels that came before it. That's what I love about it. It truly does follow the Hellraiser mythos. It does its own thing while borrowing from the original. It even has the slasher aspect of the film that the original Hellraiser had. That, for me, is obviously a huge positive. I really like the locations in this one, both the house where most of the movie takes place, and also Mexico. It adds an extra layer of uncertainty, or discomfort, being in an unfamiliar place. The acting is not nearly as bad as many people would have you believe. It's decent, in fact. The Cenobites look good enough, even Pinhead, despite what many will say. I'll say it again, there is nothing in this film confirming that he's the same Pinhead. If there are different leprechauns in the Leprechaun movies, played by the same actor, then why can't there be different Pinheads in the Hellraiser films, played by different actors? The effects are really well done for this low-budget sequel. There is some good gore, just what you'd expect from a Hellraiser film. I like that it's a very limited cast of characters, so you get to know them pretty well without too much exposition. All of them are developed quite quickly, which also helps with the pacing. We get some nudity in Hellraiser Revelations, which is almost always a positive. And there are some really good twists in this one as well. Revelations, by far, in my opinion, is the most underrated Hellraiser movie. People really seem to hate this one, and it's a shame. It deserves another chance. I've said it in past Positive Spin videos, and I'll repeat it here. Sometimes I feel like people hating on these movies have either never actually seen them, or have watched them maybe once, and don't really remember much about them. Sometimes it helps to revisit movies after some time with an open mind, especially. If you go into this one thinking it's low budget and Doug Bradley isn't Pinhead, so I'm not going to like it, well, chances are you're not going to like it. Your mind has already been made up before you even watch the movie. But if you go into this one willing to appreciate what it's doing, then you just might like it. It feels like a true Hellraiser movie, and that's more than I can say about some of the other sequels, which weren't even originally written as Hellraiser films. Hellraiser Deader, for example, Hellraiser Hellworld. The Cenobites were added into those movies after the fact. Hellraiser Revelations, in a way, does feel like a Hellraiser fan film, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. There are plenty of great fan films out there for other horror franchises that are praised. And yes, some of you are going to say, well, this isn't a fan film, it's a studio film, so it should do better. And to that I say, stop being so pretentious. This is a Hellraiser sequel, the 8th sequel, the 9th Hellraiser film in the franchise. This isn't Casablanca. Just watch the movie and enjoy the damn thing for 70 minutes of your precious time. And if you choose not to, well, that's fine too. This is just my positive spin. Please be sure to check out Jason's as well, and let me know what you think about Hellraiser Revelations in the comments below. To which hated movie will we next give a positive spin? Check back soon to find out. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit that thumbs up and be kind. Subscribe.